everyone. Welcome to Season 2 of Schlick Sports made in the River City. I'm your host, Noah Schlicksup, and we got a good first episode for you with Nease guard Sydney Gomes. She's committed to play at Florida Southern University, and she had a fantastic season, averaged over 20 points per game for the Panthers. They ended up making a regional final run, and just an overall fantastic year. Now, just quick heads up, I had a little bit of a tough time getting some stuff ready for Season 2, so this was actually filmed at the beginning of January. So, 2 months later, here it is. First off, again, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you. This would be one of the first episodes of Season 2, so kind of in between right now, and this is the first one I've done since early December, so I apologize if I'm rusty. But first off, I mean, how did you discover the game of basketball, and when did you first decide, inspire you to play?
I think I was in like the second grade. We had like a little youth team where I used to live, and we were pretty good, so I kind of stuck with it. And I tried other sports, but I never really liked any of them besides basketball, so I just stuck with it and never stopped playing. So yeah.
Did you have any players you kind of looked up to and modeled your game after?
I was a big Celtics fan growing up, so I still am. So a little bit of Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett. Those are a few of the big ones that I used to love to watch growing up.
Celtics. I'm from Chicago, so I'm a big Bulls fan. Wasn't for a long time after D Rose left. Didn't pay attention, but they're pretty good now. So I appreciate that for especially DeMar DeRozan lately. He's been fantastic.
Yeah.
But your sister Savannah also plays basketball with you at Nease, and I just gotta wonder, your two siblings, are you twins?
Yeah, we're twins.
All right, figured so. And playing together at the high school level. First off, did you grow up always playing together, and what's it, like for you guys playing at the high school level?
Yeah, we grew up playing together. We've been on the same team for most of our life, except for last year when she was out with her ACL tear. But that was definitely hard. I mean, I feel like I always have someone that knows where I am on the court. It's kind of like a little duo. We have the point guard, shooting guard. I feel like she always knows where I am. So that's kind of cool. You wouldn't expect some crazy passes to make. She just always finds me. So last year that was a little tough playing without her, but it's been great having her back this year.
Yeah, I have to imagine both your senior years. That'd be really fun to play with. I mean, my younger brother, he's a little too young, I think. That would be possible, but that would be cool if that happened for me. But, that's got to be fun, play a big role in your bond together. And you're both from New York, am I correct?
Yes.
All right, so no Knicks, no Nets. You're going up to Boston.
My dad's from Boston, so
okay,
that's where we get it.
That makes more sense. And as a player, you've played both up there in the Northeast and down, about far south as it gets here. Have you noticed any differences in, the style of play, or like even just, interest in the game of basketball here?
I feel like here people are a lot more into it. I mean, up in New York, the only major difference I would say is a shot clock, which we don't have one down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a shot clock up there. So my first 2 years, I was used to playing with the shot clock, getting off shots much quicker than they do down here. But I feel like down here, everyone's much more involved and into the game, which I love it. So it's much better down here.
I didn't know that was already in place in high school. Yeah, that's interesting. And then your dad is the AD there at Nease too. So you guys, entire family there. That's got to be a little chaotic, I can imagine at time, but it's got to be cool to kind of have everyone involved, right?
Yeah, I've never had him work at my school before, so the start of last year was a little weird, but I mean, I'm used to it now. People know us now, so it's kind of just like fun to have him there.
And I gotta imagine, like, I know if my dad were in a position like that, I'd kind of feel a little bit of pressure to perform at a high level. Have you ever felt that?
I mean, I guess when he started working there, because like everyone knew I was his daughter, but I feel like he's always been one of my biggest fans. So kind of having him there helped me play my best game. So it's nice having him on the sideline all the time.
Well, if you did feel any pressure, it's not showing. 20 points per game each year, last couple years, and we'll get to that here in a bit. But there's a lot of resources down here around Jacksonville. Some great training facilities and people to go help coach you, trainers. Do you go see anyone or go anywhere?
Yeah, before Coach Clark went and took the UNF job, I went to her. That was when I first moved down here, so that was really good experience right off the jump. And then ever since she left, Coach Kenny took over, so I went to him a lot. And then I've been going to hoop ground with Coach Ryan Thomas, which has been great. I worked there a lot in the summer, so it's been paying off in this season, I guess.
Yeah, and there are again a lot of great people to go to down here. I'm still kind of managing, seeing what the scene looks like, but it's interesting because that's something that I didn't really notice before. And they always talk about doing the work off the court, but it seems like there's a lot more resources for athletes like you down here, and that's got to be great to have. And you committed to Florida Southern as well last summer, back in June. What kind of led you to make that decision before playing out your senior year?
I mean, a lot of it was I've been talking to them since before I moved here, so I feel like for them to keep in touch for that long, it was really a thing that they wanted me and that I would fit in there, have a role there,
Hmm.
and kind of just be able to play my game for the next 4 years. And it's been nice having a stress-free senior year, so that's definitely been fun.
Was there anything else that kind of led you to pick there? I know they looks like they have a really cool gym as well.
Yeah, they have a nice gym. I mean, they're one of the top teams in their conference, which is
Hmm.
awesome. Their coach that's there now, Coach Harris, she's had a great record while she's been there, and she knows my coach too, so I knew it was kind of a great choice overall.
And you at Nease this year been killing it. Your team has as well, 12-3 heading into the second half of the season. Excuse me, but you're averaging near 20 points per game and sharing the ball as well, 5 assists per game. What would you kind of credit for that success you've had?
I feel like going into this year, one of my biggest goals was to not only be a scorer, but do a little more involving my teammates. So I feel like that's definitely been paying off. My coaches, they've been great here. They took me in right away and kind of just let me do my thing. And then this year, it's kind of just more like a captain's mentality. So I'm sharing the ball, I'm the leader, and scorer all at once. So that's been good.
And that role you mentioned as a leader, is that something you really focused on? And what did you do to kind of prep for that during the off season?
Yeah. So before I moved here, I was probably one of the quietest basketball players on the court like you've ever seen. So when I got here, they were like, "We see your skill. You just got to talk more." So I kind of took that and ran with it. I mean, over the summer, we worked out as a team a lot, whether that's with our coaches or without. And I feel like it's kind of just my job now to take over because my teammates look up to me as a senior, and not only a senior, but our leading scorer coming off of last year, committed over the summer. So I feel like that's just kind of what they expect of me now.
Yeah, and you guys as a team seem to really be in sync out there on the court. When I watched you guys play here at Creekside, best team I've seen play this year. So props to you guys, especially last year you were equally impressive, 19-7 overall, and had a disappointing early exit in the playoffs. But this year, back at it, 12-3, seem to be even better. How are you looking to continue that hot start into the second half?
I'm feeling really good about it. We had a good weekend this past week down in Tampa. Even though we lost the game, we lost by two to an out of state team, which I
Mhm.
kind of feel like we need to go into the second half of the year, just that little push to get us ready and motivated for the second half of the year. But I feel like we have a lot of good competition coming up in the next few weeks. We have 3 games a week starting next week until the season's over, and then districts which we host. So I'm feeling really good about that too. We have a tough district this year, but I think
Mhm.
we're ready.
Yeah, and that playoff experience last year has to help you guys. And does that kind of light a fire to try to get back and go farther?
Definitely. I mean, we had Oakleaf in our district last year, which was one of the top teams in the state here. They were in our district, so that was definitely a tough matchup. They played them 2 times. I mean, they gave them their 2 closest games of the year. So that
Hmm.
kind of has been in the back of my mind since. But even though they're not in our district this year, I feel like beating them was a really good start to the year. And I think we have a good shot at districts this year.
Yeah, for sure. And then, uh, you know, it's been a great year for you guys so far. And you mentioned a little, you guys had a coaching change too, right?
We got a new assistant coach. We have the same head coach.
Yeah, but overall, as a team, what are some areas you think you guys have grown from last season?
Definitely the team chemistry part of it. I haven't seen us share the ball like this in a while.
Hmm.
Since I got here, I feel like it's been everyone's getting touches. We have a lot of people scoring. We have 3 players, including myself, averaging double figures, which is huge for a team like this. Who it's kind of tough to stop 3 girls who can score.
Hmm.
Our practice is pretty consistent. We work really hard in practice and really tough practices. So that
Well,
has a lot
yeah.
to do with it.
And I wish you guys best of luck going forward this season. Now I got a few would you rather questions to end out the interview. You up for it?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So first up, this is my go-to. Ask everyone: would you rather eat Italian or Mexican food?
I'm gonna have to go with Italian.
All right. Would you rather get an offer from UConn or win a state championship?
Win a state championship.
All right. And then sticking with a basketball question here, would you rather have 15 assists and 15 points in the same game or a 50-point game?
15 assists, 15 points.
All right, team player. Well, that's all I got for you. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. It was fun getting to talk with you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening in on a podcast platform, be sure to leave a good review, share with a friend. Everything is greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.